Hi Collective. You got 2 extra bonus videos today because 2 of them were stuck in the upload yesterday and I can see they're both coming down. All right, so you're gonna have 2 extra videos today, and I want to make a special announcement before I start the cards on this channel. All right, we don't do love spells, we don't do partitioners, we don't beg men or women to come and talk to us. All right, we don't work for the devil. We work with patience. We work with correct flaws. All right, we're going to try and manage our emotions. So this is a warning for someone that inbox me and asks me to help them in that type of way. Every time you ask me them things, I'm going to put you on display and let people know who you are. Why? We don't deal with the devil. We don't deal with shells on this show. If you want a partitioner, go to Genevieve Nadia. All right, and that's her expertise. That's not over here. All right, moving forward. We're moving forward. Manifestations. All right, learn. Okay, remember the manifestation is 5 signs. You are the inspiration. You're born to love. It's about romance. It's about intuition. It's about the lesson of power. Earth signs, you're about practicality. It's about concentrated forces in that sensations, all right, of how to be practical to bring the lesson of service, all right. Air signs, you are about intellect, okay. It's about the lesson of brotherhood. Water sign, you're about the lesson of peace to bring heaven on earth, all right. We don't work for the devil. Have that different perspective. Or that, oh, can I get a witch spell? All right, you get your witch spell. Okay, you give it to someone because you want their resources. All right, you run out of resources because the devil can never get enough. All right, because the devil's all about gold or diamonds. That's their god. Okay, so now when you decide it's over because there's no more resources, you move on to someone else, and that person gets obsessive. All right, are you going to tell the judge? All right, when it goes all pear-shaped, that you did it, you gave them the witch spell? No, you're not. You're going to say, no, the masculine, he's this, he's abusive. You know, you start crying to your friends. Oh, he's being mean. But you're not telling people, really, you're a partitioner. Or you paid for a partitioner, like a Capricorn person. All right? So you might be thinking about someone that's very ambitious that went to a partitioner. All right? Because they want to act like a banker, or they want to be in that architectural farming, that sort of thing. You know, it could be someone in the music industry, somebody overly ambitious, thirsty for money. So now there's going to be a very massive political debate. Someone's too thirsty, seeking for money, status, and power. Could be a Capricorn person, Earth sign person. All right? So we're looking at control. Someone's very obsessive. Okay? When it comes to the energy, okay, of going into oneself and trying to find their own creativity, they're lazy. They're lazy. Because someone is looking at karma. That's all the devil gives you. So someone's looking at karma, all right, for past acts when it comes to a sudden hidden support. Someone feels very limited within the institution, okay? Because now we're looking at the energy of someone feeling very lost, all right? They're in the energy of Saturn. So we're looking at our own spiritual vision, all right, to bring your own creativity from your imagination. Use your psychic ability to lead you beyond, to release the devil, okay? This devil is into glamour and illusions. So it's a very negative mindset. Someone like to do dark practices, okay? So now we're looking for our own highest realms. Why? Because that's the low vibration. Someone's in their very, very low vibration, okay? Because now we're looking at someone that's looking for someone's reputation. Someone's looking at someone's reputation when it comes to their professional achievements. Someone thinks someone's very obsessive, very envious, very jealous, very smothering, and is actually a very dark entity. So now someone's looking at someone's moral conditions when it comes to the direction of their life goals, you know? It outside looks like prestige and a very good position. But when you take time with this person, maybe you're working with someone, could be a Capricorn person, now you're understanding, this person is glamour, illusion, and very negative. So now someone has to release the devil, a lover. You could be with a very toxic lover, an earth sign person. that has many love choices. Why could the devil love sexual lust? So now we're looking at a situation where someone, maybe a Gemini, you think about Capricorn or Gemini person, very unchangeable person, very cunning, gossipy, and now someone's very nervous. Why? Because someone, maybe a journalist or a salesperson or maybe a Gemini person, has seen this and is on social media talking about maybe a Capricorn person, Earth sign person, all right? And now people's attention is listening. Why? Because maybe someone's articulating this in a very clever way for people to understand. Okay, someone's very curious about someone's lover. All right, someone's lover could be a Gemini person or a Capricorn person, but somebody tried to control their lover or lovers. Okay, so somebody was looking at selling their soul, or they sold their soul. It's like my masculine. When I first met him, we went on our second date or second hotel. I can't remember what it was. He walked in. We came from a hotel. No, he came from an airport. Sorry, I went to pick him up. Do you know what he said to me? Oh yeah, he said, I think I sold myself to the devil. I think I sold my soul to the devil. And guess he was casting at that time to play his mum, Genevieve Nadia. It's funny, isn't it? That's what he told me. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords telling the truth. Queen of Swords are telling the truth. And people are listening. How clever this person is articulating about someone being very gossipy. Now we've got journalists listening now. Oh yeah. They're looking at this lover, an earth sign person, a very devilish person, very hungry for fame, okay? So now we're looking at a lover that's angry with a fire sign person. And when we're looking at jealousy, an earth sign person that's a lover of a fire sign person is very envious and jealous and possessive over a fire sign's lover. Why? Because a fire sign's lover has brang or soulmate, whatever. Fire sign's lover is very angry. Oh yeah, why? Because new projects has been handed over to an air sign person. She's got the man, by the way, but it's the projects they want. Okay? Inspiration, urge to create. So now someone is backstabbing an air sign person because they want to stay around a fire sign person as a lover. Why? Because they're getting lots of downloads from an air sign person. They got projects from God. So because they don't believe in God, they stole the projects. So in my dream, the devil said, is God real? And I said to Genevieve Nadia, you're not allowed to ask. You stole. Write your dreams down, people. Someone's backstabbing, maybe a Gemini person, over projects, you know, over expansions. Someone's using emotional blackmail, you know. So now we're looking at the castle ahead of us. God wants his temple, and Genevieve said, no, I want temptation. So now we're looking at the evil and the good, the dark and the light. Why? Because an earth sign person is a lover of a fire sign person being deceptive with a Cancer person. So now controlling, okay, someone's trying to control how someone thinks about a project under deception, illusions. Someone's barking up the wrong tree and being a people pleaser. Why? Because they're under the illusion of deception. Do you understand? All right. So now someone's in their feelings. Into me, I feel. All right. This devil is being overly ambitious and trying to control. So now they're frustrated. Do you understand? Right. Why? Because Aquarius person's come out of difficulties. They didn't want this Aquarius person to come out of difficulties thinking about a fire sign person. Because if they're in a mental institution, because we're going into telepathic and it's a very new structure for some people, all right? They were hoping for someone to go into a mental institution. Now they're angry that an air sign person has come out of difficulties. Do you understand? Because they tried to intimidate under illusions and deception. An earth sign lover, that's with a fire sign and a Cancer person. Or a Gemini person. Take it as it resonates. For someone like to control their lovers for projects, that's the deception. That's the deception. And it's out in the open. It's out in the open. People's gone within us all their own truth about an earth sign lover. It could be a Capricorn or Virgo person. They went within, saw the truth, saw the light, and now they feel a missed opportunity. Why? Because they was around a devilish earth sign Virgo person. So now we're looking at maybe someone's gone within, seeing their own truth. Okay? You could be thinking about the Emperor energy. The Emperor's thinking about a Gemini person. Alright? Gone within, seeing the truth about the devil. Okay? The devil chat too much. And now we're looking at maybe a Leo person. When it comes to a project, a very strong project, it's under deception. It's trying to be controlled by an earth sign person, a Capricorn or Virgo person. Why? Because his masculine went and done pillow talking. Why? Because it was in an illusion of romance. It was an illusion. Because somebody was trying to control lovers for projects. That's the illusion. That's the deception. You've got to go within. Do you understand? And see your own light, your own truth. Do the hermit. All right? Go within. Because someone's going with clarity about the devil. When they go within, all they see is the devil. When you wake up, when you go to bed with the devil, you wake up in hell. So now someone's got their spiritual truth. Maybe an emperor taking control of this toxic lover. All right? Because now we're looking at authority. We're looking at something strong, a very strong project that's under the energy of deception. Why? Because someone went in with unrequited love. Why? Because they wanted to control a lover. Because that's how they get their projects. That's the deception. That's the secret. So now someone's in fear about a romance. Walking away maybe. But someone's under the energy of an illusion when it comes to romance. Why? Because an earth sign person or Virgo person was stealing, acting like a friend, to maybe an Aries person, acting like a lover maybe. Because they were lying, stealing, cheating. Information. So they bring delays, obstacles. Okay? It could have been a long time. It could be 7 years. Lying, stealing, cheating, acting like a friend, but it's been illuminated. Why? Because you're going within and doing the hermit. Go within and do the hermit, man. Go and seek your own truth. Write your dreams down. Okay? Write your dreams down. Because someone's got a different perspective about a Virgo or Capricorn person, or the way that someone controls work. How someone controls work is looking for lovers. For projects, that's the secret, that's the illusion, that's the deception. So now someone's got a different perspective. Why? Because now they're in delays. There's been a standstill. Okay? So someone's been very irresponsible. Because now one's mind's been illuminated. Okay? Because now someone has the wisdom that someone tried to do self-sacrificing. But you have to get a different perspective about a Virgo or a Capricorn person, about how someone controls work through a lover. Do you understand? Because why? They wanted generational wealth. They were looking for money. A Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person with a Leo person. So they was into a romance. All right? Now you got to have a different perspective. Maybe in your case, it's a water sign person. A King of Cups. All right? Maybe King of Cups bring confusions to a very strong project or something. A project could be a birth of something, your expression, how you create. You've got a very strong vision. But people bring illusion, delusions. Why? They'll say to you, nah, that's rubbish. But really, they envy you. They want the project. That was the secret. That was the illusion. This is why this Aries person had Genevieve Nigel on his cock. She didn't want him. She wanted the work. So she was licking and dicking a day, do you understand, to get work. So now there's confusion. Because of this a lie, because of this fear, because of this secret. Someone's in a secret affair. A Leo person with a Virgo Capricorn person or a Taurus person. A secret toxic lover that are looking for only projects. That was the deception. So when you steal projects, ideas from someone that downloads every day thinking about you, well, not dreaming about you and about your problem, and they email you every day, that person went and spoke about an ex to a current lover. Now that current lover wants to be the ex. Now that current lover with this fire sign person is obsessed about a fire sign's lover now. Working. Told you, someone's working secretly under it's a secret romance, man. Why? Because it was an illusion. It was an illusion, man. People like when people have secret affairs. Why? Because if you're under the energy of darkness, my secret to finesse you, to poison you, to do whatever, it will work. Why? Because you like secrets, bro. And this time you thought, yeah, let me keep her a secret. Do you understand? There you go. Why? She's looking for your unalivement anyway. She don't like you. Come to home Jesus moment, baby. There you go. Your third party person's got a third party person, a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces person you could be dealing with. It's got a third party person. Heartbreak. Someone's gone into rejected. Someone rejected. Or someone's going into rejection. Why? Heartbreak, man. Someone's heartbroken because they're holding back resources. Or a Queen of Cups, she's heartbroken. She's alone. She's thinking about a Two of Cups. A sweetheart, maybe a Queen of Swords. Looking at intuition. King of Wands. It's just a slag, man. He's going for a tower moment. Says it right. He refused love, you know. He made it stuck because he was given a Taurus money and left an Aquarius person in difficulties. Imagine that. And the Aquarius person is the Empress. But he went to the devil. He relied on the devil. So now we're looking at a very strong, reliable person. We are meant to be being a soul, having a human experience. So you could be dealing with King of Cups. Very immature, innocent insecurities, got too many secrets, illusions, delusions. Use your intuition. Be reliable to yourself. These people are just toxic, backstabbing. Maybe you feel like a Capricorn or Virgo person is backstabbing you. You could be a Gemini person. Just backstabbing you, you know? Why? Because a lover betrayed you. You know? So now we're looking at a situation. Toxic lover or an astral lover, you know? It's up to you, lot. If you're a practitioner, I advise you to go to Capricorn person, the toxic people over there. Because I don't understand how these people can be going to church. They could be tied to a Buddhism. They could be tied to whatever practice. And you had a choice of two lovers. And they went to a toxic lover. A very toxic, overbearing, jealous person. Thirsty. So now we're in a political situation when it comes to the highest self or the almighty. Or you're talking about maybe when it comes to wisdom, knowledge. When it came to spiritual knowledge, someone's very toxic. Someone is very envious about a spiritual teacher. A Gemini person, a Taurus is. Why? Because they want to be that person. Well, you should have been, because you've been famous for how long? Since 8 years old. So what's your problem? What's your problem? Exactly. Jealousy, envious, possessive. Now they're over possessive, a Taurus person. Why? Because there's a turning point. There's been a turning point. There's been a turning point. That's why they tried to do destiny swapping. Now we're looking at a destiny swapper. They were relying on it. So now we're looking at a Taurus lover is relying maybe on an Emperor and his money, a Leo person, and relying on projects from a Leo person. So now we're looking at deception. Deception, man. Deception. That was a wish fulfillment for a Cancer person to get projects from a Leo person and bring confusions and the deception illusion. There you go. The player got played, man. The player got played. Said, oh, Genevieve's worth fighting for, darling. Well, not in your case, my friend. Wish fulfillment. Cancer, maybe into me, I feel these projects. That's their wish fulfillment. They want to rely on it. A Taurus person, institution, very angry. Why? Because they don't want to be alone. Someone's probably single. People talking to a single lot. Why? Too much deceptions about sparkling ideas. Somebody's lying, stealing, cheating. All right. Someone needs to turn their back. Maybe on a water sign person, a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces person, because they're very envious about your work or your sparkling ideas or your energy or your aura. Take it as it resonates. They're relying, or he paid for a Taurus person to stay as a lover. That was their wish fulfillment. Do you understand? So you have to go within and do the work. Someone done self-reflection, who will be single person, or a Taurus person fears being single. They want a Leo to stand up for them, maybe. When someone's standing up for their singleness or their independence, someone's standing up for their independence, okay? Because now we're looking at a situation, someone's gone within and seen the truth about maybe a Taurus person being the devil, about a Taurus person or a Virgo person was trying to steal a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius person's intellectual property through a fire sign person, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius person. They're relying on being the lover of this Aries person so that they can steal. Energy, projects, money. So now we're looking at reliability. That's what they were relying on, a wish fulfillment. So now it looks like someone has to hold back their resources, maybe a fire sign person or a Capricorn person, but they've got to control their finances away from an earth sign person. And they was giving that a lot of money to an earth sign person, boy. Oh yeah, they were relying on 1 penny, 2 penny, now it's whole raining down. Oh yeah, and what did he do for his soulmate? Okay, now how does his karmic even know his soulmate? Okay, now we're looking at a wish fulfillment. A wish fulfillment for a Cancer person was to bring confusion to a Leo person. So now we're looking at, you've got your own resources. Look within yourself and take your dreams down. Why? Because now we're looking at, that was their fulfillment. Leo persons looking at the intuition for their wish fulfillment. But it became confusions. Because now we're looking at a 2 of Cups. One was sent by God and one was sent by the devil. And someone went with the devil. A water sign person. It was an air sign person that was maybe sent by God, but there was a wish fulfillment to bring confusions. So instead, a third party went in, and now we're looking at reunions maybe when it comes to spiritual reunion for some of you, and for some of you, it was unrequited love from a very insecure person. Very insecure, a third party person. Now they're in a 4 of Cups. All right, they're in a situation where they feel lost, they feel that grief, they feel very unloved, okay, because why? They're not fulfilled. They got no empathy. They're not fulfilled when it comes to completing their success. Could be a Taurus person when it comes to investments. So they're looking back at someone's intuition, how strong it is, and they bring confusions. So now someone's walking away. You got to walk away from people, things in places that don't serve you for your highest good, because all they wanted was events. That's what they see, completion. Network without no work. So now someone's looking at someone's network and net worth. All right. But someone's being watched on the internet. Maybe a third party person, a water sign person is watching you. They come to your sparkling ideas. All right. Because now someone's got a different perspective. It's the truth about earth angels. You've got to have patience, my friend. All right. Someone's got the truth. Okay. About earth angels. You've got to bring simplicity. Okay. The truth is out. You've got clarity. And someone's happy to be holding back resources, okay? Maybe from an earth sign, Capricorn, Virgo person. Could they bring confusions, all right? Could they see in a water sign person? Someone's happy to see a water sign person. And someone feels unfulfilled. Unloved, man. They turn their back from a third party person. They feel unloved. Water sign person with a Taurus. After all that. Shut up, V. Just do the reading, boy. Just shut up and do the reading. Now, someone's heartbroken. They feel unfulfilled. Why? Because they went to a third-party person that was creatively blocked, spiritually blocked. They were bankrupt, and a lot of money went into relying on this person. This person relies a lot on maybe a fire sign and a water sign when it comes to sparkling projects to make their world look like they're completed, and they can go to events. And now there's in a situation where someone wants to turn their back away from a third-party person. There's too much events. There's no work. There's no success. So now they're looking at a situation. Maybe they're going bankrupt. A water sign person, maybe. And a Taurus person. Because someone's walking away from this group. They're walking away. Too many confusions, illusions, delusions. They're walking away. There's no emotional support. There's only so far casual sex can take you, you know. So now this third party person feels lost, maybe a water sign person. From a fire sign person. Yeah, because now a third party person wanted fame with a Leo person, but someone's going into victory. Someone's tying up this loose end with the devil. I reckon there's a water sign and an earth sign. These two are very devilish. So now someone's walking away and having victory. You've got to type this one or loose ends. You will be successful away from this toxic energy. When we tell you, look, third party person, you could be dealing with a Queen of Wands, a lover that you need to have a healthy boundaries against. You know, you need healthy boundaries. Or Queen of Wands, she needs to look at her water sign person and her friendship group. Maybe with a Capricorn in it. She needs to control the circle, man. That's probably what she's thinking about. They got too many lovers, man. And the boundaries are disgusting. She wants to walk away. Maybe someone walked away from a 2 of Cups. They made a massive battle with the King of Wands. Now King of Wands looking at an ending when it comes to a Tower moment. Someone's going for a promotion. They ended a 2 of Cups to go and give a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person sex and money. And that's what they're thinking about. And when it comes to the messages from the Queen of Swords, it was a burden, man. It was a burden. Imagine giving someone downloads and they go and give it to someone else so they can make money. Adewale is a two-faced little bitch. And this is why Genevieve took him for a ride. I'm not no sucker. Well, Genevieve thinks you are. Never mind. Now look at Queen of Swords telling the truth when it comes to a burden about a secret. So now we're going into justice. Why? Because now we're looking at the Emperor. Maybe looking at Aquarius person or healing. But no. King of Pentacles said, no, I want that Aquarius person. I want to invest in that Aquarius person. I don't want to miss out on that. You did in the past because you went to a Queen of Pentacles for romance. You were being manipulative, lying, stealing, cheating. You went to look after a rival, a challenger. Okay? So you bring conflict for your ships to come in. Business is business, my friend. So now maybe a Virgo masculine wants to come in and work with the High Priestess. And he said, business is business, man. She's alone. She looked at these difficulties with the King of Cups. And you know what he said? I'm going in, man. If Adewale don't want to work with this Aquarius person, I am. He can stay with his fucking Genevieve Nadia. Oh, well. You're not very good businessman, are you? No, you're not. Remember, walking love, talking truth. Love you guys. Bye.